What is up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome back to another episode of Emphasis on Sports. I'm your host, as usual, Damon Anthony. You know, been a minute, been back and forth. Dropped something last week. Finally, all the way back from my surgery. I actually go back to regular work tomorrow. Took an extra day off. Just ready to get it. Had some things to do around the house, and I want to talk to you fine people, right? Just about sports. A lot of good stuff with sports right now. I mean, a lot of good stuff. NFL free agency is open. New Year's happened, so all of those trades. There's been a lot of movement in the last couple of days. All that stuff can be finalized. Actually, NCAA, it's almost tourney time. We've already gotten we're into those conference tournaments where the conference winners get the automatic bids. Been seeing some fantastic games, fantastic finishes, especially right at the end of the season and going into all of these tournaments. The Cinderellas are out there dancing big time. Love it. I absolutely love it. I think this year is going to be a real fun year for your casual fans, such as myself. I didn't live in a college sports town growing up. I grew up more pro. Everything was a little more pro, and due to that, when I watch the things like college football playoff, the way that that's changed. When I watch the March Madness and the tournaments and all of that, the way that that's grown, I enjoy it because I don't really have that much salt in it, right? I love the University of Arizona as far as basketball goes, but I didn't go there. I have aunts that did, have family members that did, root for them big time. But if they're not there, just give me good games, give me good stories, give me something different. I always hate to see the same teams all the time. So this year, I think, is going to be one of those years where it's a little more wide open. I know Auburn, spent a lot of the year ranked at number one. But when you say spent a lot of the year, that means they were beaten. There's other teams, I think, that are a little more wide open, have the potential to win it all. There's going to be one or two of those teams that just are going to have lightning in the bottle, and let's see how deep they go into it all. I'm going to really enjoy it just from a fan standpoint. I'm going to absolutely love it. This is one of those great times of the year. I'm definitely going to have off some days, have a couple TVs set up, a couple brews, probably crack the barbecue, especially getting out of some of this cold weather up here in Northeast Ohio. Is going to be, I think, just a really good tournament to check out. I really do. Same thing on the women's side. I'm expecting USC. USC is the team that I really want to watch because, what we really could get is one of those Kimber Walker, Carmelo Anthony. We could get one of those situations with Juju Watkins. She's a damn good player. And a lot of times those good players, when you get in those closing moments of games, the last 5 minutes of games, some players just have that in them. Click. I'm gonna lead us to a win. And when you're in these tournaments, you only have to win but so many games. That's the gift and the curse of March Madness, men and women's side. One and done. If you don't win, you're going home. But you only have to win this game to move on to the next round. I'm not like in the NFL, in the NBA. In the NBA, you're playing best of 7, so you can afford to lose one. But when you have these players, these once in a lifetime players, that can really lead that team in those moments. And if you watch Juju, you really get those vibes that she might could lead this team, catch that lightning in the bottle and get it going. Me, for one, I'm here for it. I want to see it. Absolutely want to see it. Now, also the NBA. The NBA has picked up big time. One thing that I did say at the beginning of the NBA season, I really don't get into it until about March. Right until we get into that run for the playoffs. This year was a little bit different because of the amount of trades that happened right around the trade deadline. It added a little more interest in me, at least. But I think what it also did is it shook up the league, and there's a different level of competitiveness, I would kind of think. Of course, the Lakers with Luka, they're all right. LeBron's out for a couple games, fighting a groin injury. There's a lot of talk about LeBron and his mystery time when he takes off around this time the last couple of years. Who cares? Who cares? One thing about it is the Lakers get into the playoffs, they're going to be tough. They're going to be a real tough out. Real tough out. Shit, just looking at the standings, this is what I love about the NBA right now. We're going to have playoffs. Playoffs, I think, are going to give us great, great, great series right out the door. Now, some of those series are going to be, sure, there's going to be a sweep here, 5-game series here. We look at the East. If the East kind of just stays how it is, I'm just going to look at the top 8 teams. First round is going to be the Cavs and the Magic. Will the Cavs win that series? Yes. Do I expect it to be a 5-game series? Sure. Possible sweep. Definitely possible sweep. Next series, you're going to have Boston, Atlanta. Same thing. I'm looking at maybe a sweep here. But then after that, these other series, this is what for me, I'm going to love. I'm going to love watching this every other night. If we have the Knicks at the Pistons, that is going to be fantastic. These new look Pistons, these young Pistons, I won't even say new look. We've known they've been young. We've known they've been rebuilding for a couple years. Bernie Bickerstaff has them, not Bernie Bickerstaff, his son, has them looking great. Definitely looking great. Cade Cunningham, sure, he's not SGA or anything like that, but the dude is a rising young star, and he's pulled together this team, and they're rolling. They're rolling. That could be a first-round match. The Knicks versus the Pistons, which I'm here for. Got to see it. Another good match that could be there. Bucks and the Pacers. But we saw how that game ended the other night. Halliburton hitting that 3, getting fouled, free throw, let's get up out of here. That could be one hell of a series to check out. And then that could lead into fantastic second-round series. Just fantastic second-round series. We have the opportunity to see, I got the Cavs, let's see, the Bucks, Pacers. I probably would say the Bucks. Cav Bucks second round. You can get the Celtics and Knicks second round. There's some good things happening in the NBA right now. You look at the Western Conference. Western Conference, you have a lot of teams. Let me see, the 2 through 5 are all separated by a game. There's a game, some half games in there. Anything can kind of happen there. But if you just look at that top 8, you're going to have the Thunder versus the Clippers. I think it'll be a great series. I think Norman Powell will be back, which will be huge for the Clippers. But I like the Thunder there, definitely. You look at the Grizzlies versus the T-Wolves. That could be one hell of an actual series. One hell of a series. But, you got to roll with the Grizzlies. The T-Wolves haven't looked that great all year. Then when you move into this 3 through 6 area, which understand 6 and 7, they're right there. They're at each other's necks. But you have the potential for a first-round matchup of the Denver Nuggets and the Golden State Warriors. This would be fantastic. This would be awesome. I could see Jokic. I could see Steph, Jimmy, Russell Westbrook. I could see all of this first round. That also means one of them has to go home. That could be fantastic basketball. The Warriors have looked outstanding ever since they got Jimmy. They have. Now, Jimmy just adds an extra layer to the Warriors and who they are, because he's not like their traditional players. He's not like even the traditional pieces that have been there. You can leave Jimmy out on the island by himself, and he can go get you the money. No problem. He can handle the game by himself a lot more than any of the players that have ever played with Steph. I think for Steph, it's refreshing. I think for Steph, okay, cool, we can just ball. For Draymond, he's looking like, all right, that's a tough guy that I don't have to push. I don't have to talk crazy to. He's going to get it done. These Warriors look really, really interesting. Now, then you have that 4-5 matchup, which could potentially be Lakers or Rockets. Now, Rockets, young team coming up, solid team. The Lakers, listen, we understand LeBron, Luka. We know what that could be. We know the potential of that. Austin Reeves has turned into a great number 3. Now you just need all the rest of the players to step up just a little bit and just get it done. Just be consistent. If you average 8, average it. Give me your 8. If you average 7 rebounds, give me them 7 rebounds. Let's not revert back to anything. Play as tough as you can, and the Lakers could be a really tough team. Now, if I would look at it, of course, I say the Thunder in 5 over the Clippers. Grizzlies, T-Wolves, because I like 8, but the Grizzlies have been playing really good ball. I'm going to take the Grizzlies there. Nuggets, Warriors. I will take the Warriors as things stand right now. I will absolutely take the Warriors. And then I'll take the Lakers. There's no reason not to take the Lakers. So then what you can actually have is Memphis and the Warriors, Thunder and the Lakers. It's good. It's good TV. It's just good TV. You're giving me, if I could have Memphis and the Lakers, you're giving me the old dog Curry versus the up and coming young cat Ja Morant, both made for TV. One is going to shoot your lights out. One's going to dunk on everybody inside. Then you can have the Thunder versus the Lakers. Say no more. You have two future faces of the league, potential MVP and SGA. LeBron trying to chase down another ring. What more can you ask for? What more can you ask for? One big thing that's out there, just so everybody knows, the Utah Jazz have been eliminated from postseason play. Just the same, and in the same, you look at the East, Washington, Charlotte, Philly, Brooklyn, Toronto. All right, pack it up. Get up out of here. You look at the West, Phoenix has a slight chance because the Mavericks are hurt up. Of course, to get into them playing positions. For real. Spurs, Blazers, Pelicans, get up out of here. Mavericks, get up out of here. Really interested to see what's going to happen next year. Interested to see what's going to happen, in offseason. There's going to be movement. Where does Kevin Durant land? I don't think he stays in Phoenix. The thing that would be really interesting, really cool, maybe he goes to Dallas. We know Kyrie is not going to be back probably until around this time next year. But hey, if AD stays, you get Kevin Durant, you got Klay Thompson there, you have some young guys, Gafford, Lively. That could be a squad. That really could be a squad. There's also, you just never know with the movement in the NBA. You just absolutely never do. Now, over in the NFL has been real cool with all the different free agent stuff and all the different trades and all the different movement. Listen, you see it, 49ers. 49ers are in rebuild mode. No other way about it. People could say reload. What are we reloading? We didn't go pick up anybody worth anything. Yes, we picked up some players to plug some gaps, but we didn't do anything of big time note other than cut players or trade players. And that's fine. 49ers are also building around the cornerstones and what they have. Receivers, you're going to go through receivers. 49ers has a good receiving room. So I can understand them getting rid of Debo. I totally can. You also have to look at money-wise, what makes the most sense to do. So I could see that. Some of the things I didn't necessarily like, Dre Greenlaw, we got to pay him. We definitely got to pay him. Huge. If he doesn't blow out his Achilles, lead in the Super Bowl, I truly believe the Niners win that Super Bowl. It just didn't happen that way, of course. But, got rid of Juice, Hufanga, got rid of a fair amount of players. And that's okay. This is the NFL. This is a business. Now, at the same time, 49ers have a lot of draft picks. For the comp pick side, did pretty decent with the numbers on the comp picks. So this rebuild thing is going to be with a lot of younger players. We got to pay Brock. Absolutely got to pay Brock. Pay him whatever we need to pay him. Let's not be stupid here. I know we just picked up Mac Jones, but that dude shouldn't see the damn field at all. He should just become Brock's best friend. Show him whatever you got to show him. Show him how to walk like a cafeteria lunch lady. I don't care. But he really shouldn't see the field. He could be a future coach or something like that. But I think the 49ers, they just have to rebuild this thing properly. Good draft picks. Get some of these smaller name guys that are going to be good, and just let's see what happens. Because one thing that I did notice, the Rams ain't they didn't really lose anything. Yes, they cut Cooper Kupp, but they also picked up Devontae Adams to play with Puka, play with Matt Stafford. Already got Kyron Williams. They're going to be a pretty good team. So that's going to be a little tough in the NFC West. Seattle, I think they're in full rebuild. Got rid of Geno, traded DK. Lockett's up out of there. We know that they're in rebuild. San Francisco, now it's just time to see what you're going to do. Other places, other things around the league. The Steelers. Who's going to play quarterback for the Steelers? Steelers now have DK Metcalf opposite George Pickens, which is going to be that could be fantastic. It absolutely could be fantastic. Got to get them a quarterback. You have to. Justin Fields to the Jets. That I think is a really good look for him. Listen, Fields, he's walking into a situation where the world's not on his shoulders. We saw, first of all, it's the Jets, but then we just saw what the Jets went through. They're just going to want someone to come in, play good quarterback. Justin Fields, he'll be just fine. I saw Daniel Jones go to the Colts. That's kind of weird to me. You know, he's going to be quote unquote battling with Anthony Richardson for that starting spot. I mean, Colts, y'all got to get it together. Y'all got to get together. This is this kid's third year. He shouldn't be bringing anybody to push him. He should be locked in or out of there. Simple as that. Those are things that we should know already. Debo going over to the Commanders is huge. Is absolutely huge. Giving Scary Terry somebody across from him that you can't move off of, that you have to game plan against, is bigger than I think a lot of people really can understand. I understand the impact that Debo had on the 49ers and the organization, everything moving forward. It's different. It's different. And that's going to be something that's going to be absolutely huge in Washington. Washington is lightweight close that gap a little bit with Philly, especially, Philly's lost some defensive players. This is going to be an interesting season. Still got to wait for the draft. The draft is on its way, and the draft is going to be huge. There's going to be some really good movement there. I'm expecting probably a couple more trades, draft day, draft night, whatever it is. There's going to be a couple more trades that are going to pop in. I'm going to love to see it personally. And like I said, leading into next year, I want to see what some of these teams are going to be. A couple things of note that, for me, just as a sports fan, irritate me. Myles Garrett re-signed with the Browns after saying that he never wanted to play here again. Trade me, this, that, and the other. It's about winning. I want to go somewhere where I could potentially win. They backed up the Brinks truck. He said, sure, I'll stay in Cleveland. Those things I hate. Not to go too soapbox there. Just say what it is. Like, it's okay. I love to see all players get money. It's not coming out of my bank account. I love to see all players get money. But just keep it real and say what it is. You're in it for the money. Okay, nothing wrong with that. But once you throw on it's bigger than the money, I want to win, I want to be able to compete to win championships, and then you stay in the same place, Cleveland, the Browns. Come on, bro. Just come on. Carmelo Anthony, I didn't like that back in the day when, he talked about money isn't the most important thing, wanted to chase championship. And at that moment, he could have went to Chicago for, I think, a little less money. But Chicago was kind of built. That was a built team. They were ready. He re-signed with the Knicks, and it's like, you obviously don't care about winning championships. You want to chase the money, which is fine. Just say that. Just say that. Remember, I live here. I can care less about the Browns. I just happen to live in the area. And the Browns fans were riding with you. Like, yeah, he deserves, let's get him up out of here. We get it. We understand Miles, one love. Nah, he wasn't tripping about being competitive. He wanted the money. And it's okay. Get that money. Get that money. But just say so, bro. That's all. That's the only thing I'll say. Other than that, like, hey, get the money. Always get the money. I'm always going to root for all athletes getting bread. Always will. We know baseball's on its way. Spring training is popping. Baseball, I'll get into as the season goes. Baseball to me is such a long, drawn out season, which, listen, I once was a huge baseball fan. So I get it. I understand it. I like the sport. I like the tradition. I like the fact that it is drawn out. But during COVID, the baseball fan in me kind of went away a little bit. I didn't like watching a game without the fans. And ever since then, it's just been tough for me to all the way pick back up on it until the playoffs. Because in the playoffs, you're rocking every single night. But too early in the season, I'd rather go to the games than watch the game. I'll say that. And hey, maybe I'll be able to do that a little more this year with the Guardians. I think the Guardians are going to be pretty solid. Baseball is back. Baseball is back. But yeah, that's about all I got for y'all. Just a little bit of NBA. Look, next time we talk, we're going to talk about the NCAA tournament because the brackets should come out on Sunday. When those come out, we'll do a show. We'll talk about what do we think, what do I think is going to happen. I will do some predictions there. I'll hold up a bracket. This is what I think is going to happen. I'll sit that bracket right next to my computer and we'll talk about it as it goes and we'll see exactly how wrong I am because I'm guaranteed to be wrong. All right. Until next time, y'all be good or be good at it. And I will holla.